Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You guys know how we do it here, always digging into the juiciest rumors and speculation. And today we're diving right into the heart of Nintendo. That's right, we're talking about the long-rumored successor to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah, this is exciting stuff. And with some of the recent buzz floating around, I think a lot of people are eager to see where Nintendo goes next.
Okay, so before we get ahead of ourselves, we got to lay down the groundwork. Our source material this time around is an article discussing some very interesting comments from a real industry insider, the kind of person who always seems to have their finger on the pulse, always dropping hints. And this time, well, those hints are about none other than the Nintendo Switch's success. Now, we've heard rumblings and rumors for a while, right? But it's always good to start with the facts. And we do have a few, thanks to Nintendo themselves.
Right. This wasn't some big fancy Nintendo Direct presentation or anything. Nope. They dropped the news in a very Nintendo way. Actually, simple Tuesday tweet.
Classic. Gotta love them.
So, what we know officially is that a successor to the Nintendo Switch is coming. They even gave us a launch window, which is always nice to have, saying it'll be within their fiscal year. That means we're looking at sometime before April 2025.
So we got a while to wait, but hey, at least we know it's coming.
Exactly. But here's where things get really interesting. The CEO of an accessories company called Blade has come forward saying they've actually previewed what they're calling near-final hardware.
Ooh, okay. Now, before everyone gets too carried away, and I know it's tempting, we do have to throw in a little grain of salt with this kind of insider info.
Yeah, always a good idea.
This CEO could be getting information secondhand. Maybe they're hyping things up a bit, got to drum up that excitement.
Maybe a little publicity for their own company, who knows? But either way, it's got people talking.
Exactly.
And there's one detail in particular that's really got everyone buzzing, and that's potential changes to the Joy-Con analog sticks. Yeah, those little guys.
Ah, I see where you're going with this.
Because apparently, according to this insider, we might be kissing those stick protectors goodbye. No more needing to armor up our Joy-Cons.
Okay, and that is huge. I think anyone who's spent a decent amount of time with the Switch knows about the dreaded Joy-Con drift. When your character just decides to wander off on their own.
The bane of many a gamer's existence.
Exactly. So if they've actually redesigned the sticks to address this issue, that right there is a massive win in my book. A real game changer for the Switch 2, or whatever they end up calling it.
Huge quality of life improvement. And that's not all the insider teased. They also mentioned the possibility of Joy-Cons that are both magnetic and lock in place.
Now, that would be the best of both worlds, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That satisfying snap, but with the flexibility to detach and use them wirelessly.
Right. The insider even went so far as to say that the console is basically ready to go, that it's done, prepped for launch. Enough units to meet demand, too, which is always a concern with a hot new console.
And that lines up perfectly with how Nintendo usually operates, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They tend to make sure they've got plenty of consoles ready to go, avoiding those frustrating stock shortages that plagued the PS5 and Xbox Series X launches.
No more refreshing websites at 3:00 a.m. hoping to snag a pre-order.
Exactly. And I think that's a smart move on their part. It keeps customers happy and lets them control the message better, too.
So while we're on the topic of the console itself, besides these Joy-Con changes, are there any hints about its power, capabilities? Are we talking about Nintendo finally stepping into the 4K world?
Ah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly, that's what makes Nintendo so exciting. They always keep us guessing. Remember the lead-up to the original Switch reveal? Nobody saw that coming.
That was a wild ride.
They really are masters of surprise. And even if everything this insider has said turns out to be spot on, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo still has a few tricks up their sleeve.
I totally agree. And it really makes you wonder, in a world of mobile gaming and cloud streaming, what does a Switch successor even look like?
Oh, that's such a good question. I mean, do they stick with the hybrid model, focus more on portability, go all in on power? It's an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan, that's for
It
sure.
really is. Well, folks, we've tossed around a lot of possibilities here today. So to wrap things up, I want to leave you with a thought. Knowing Nintendo's history of defying expectations, what wild, outside-the-box ideas do you think they might be cooking up for this Switch successor? Drop your theories in the comments below.